All right, we were waiting so long. We're live.
Oh, we're live, we're live. Well, we're not dead. We're here. We're live. I'm mixing colors. We have a bunch of leftover paint from when we did Pinners Conference. And so I had a little bit of Bohemian Blue, a little bit of mint chip, and we have some in these are bottles we use when we teach. First in, first out bottles, some mint chip and then white swan.
Oh, we're way far away.
And I'm mixing them all up because I don't ever want to waste paint, but sometimes you get left with like a lot of a little bit of paint. So you just gotta mix them all together. So that's what I'm doing, I mix them together. It's making this really pretty, like soft blue-green color. I'm gonna paint a dresser with it. That's what I'm gonna do.
We have a dresser over here on the side that's hiding out. We'll bring that so you guys can see it in just a minute.
Well, do we want to paint it first and then do smalls and then second coat it, or I don't know?
Yeah, let's paint it first. What are we doing? We doing that color there?
Yeah, I think I made a. The thing with mixing colors that you always want to remember is A, mix them really good, and B, make sure you mix enough, because I can never get the same color twice. So.
You got your phone on you so we can see comments?
Yeah. I don't have any clue where my phone is. People have just been saying hi.
I will go find it.
Hi,
right,
Jamie
well,
and
I
Zeb.
will pull this back.
Okay, Zeb's gonna go find my phone. Sorry, I was out at a Cinco de Mayo party with my girlfriends and my daughter and her friends. So Zeb, you didn't turn off notifications either.
They're off. They just show up.
No. I'm like unprepared for this.
All right, so this is the dresser we're going to be painting, and we got a bunch of smalls too. We've been thrifting all week. Everything has just been selling out of the shop like crazy.
Yeah, so we don't actually have all the smalls with us that I bought this week because they're already in the shop. But if you want to see what I bought this week and my new stuff, go to Facebook or Instagram. My very last post was all of my things that I redecorated in my space. We've got a few things we'll show you in a little bit, but. Hello. Yeah, you know what I love about this dresser, guys? These knobs. Aren't they the coolest? They're like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but they're like chunky. Pam's in SoCal watching us. Aw, I wish I was in Southern California. These are like big round bally knobs and I love them. It's the whole reason I bought this dresser. And when I'm all done and it's dry, I'm gonna number the drawers because that's like my favorite thing, to number little, because it's not a very big dresser. So I think it'd be so cute if I numbered the drawers. I'm gonna angle this down. I don't know, Zeb's grabbing my phone still. Let me grab my brush.
I found it.
Found it?
Yep. Now I gotta find where your YouTube app is.
All right, so all we did was kind of, oops, he did not clean that very good.
No, I can scrape that out.
I don't know, I got a new phone, so I don't know where my YouTube app is. Do you want me to find it?
I found it.
Oh, okay. Scrape that off. Oh, there's crud over here too, Zeb. You did a.
I didn't clean it. I brought it in from the trailer.
Oh, well, it's gonna be a second. Hold on, guys.
Can you see it better now? There we are.
Let
me bring up comments here.
This is wax. I feel like every dresser has wax on it, like from candles. Candles are the devil. Let's see. Actually, I like candles. And Crystal, if she's watching, Crystal sent me a candle. I haven't burned it yet, but I plan on burning it. I have a date with the bathtub and that candle. I'm excited.
This does have a few smudgeons on it, doesn't it?
Some trustees.
Alright.
All right, you scraped outside.
It's like someone had it next to a sink or something. It's all splattered.
We're next to a kid.
This is
Crystal
how we're going to
said
clean
something.
this piece.
We're gonna clean a piece with a scraper.
Yeah, with a spatula from...
Oh, but my phone turned out. Crystal, I'll let you know how I like it. I'm sure I will love it.
We're having fun times here getting set up.
What did I do to prep the dresser? You're watching. This is our prep.
So we're probably going to distress it pretty heavy. So even though it's got some crusties and stuff, we're just going to go with it.
Yeah,
Sometimes if you get like all these crusty stuff on there, that's where you get your best distress.
If this was something that I wasn't going to distress, then I would like clean it down with TSP, but I don't want the paint to stick everywhere, so I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down. This is just soap and water on my rag. I'm just wiping it down.
Do you have the paint color we're going with?
That's right there. It's.
Did you get a brush from me?
Yeah. Sorry. All right, Zeb, you wipe down that side. Warm soapy water does pretty good unless it's really hot. So let me show you this color up close. It's kind of hard to tell. This is Bohemian Blue, Mint Chip, and White Swan.
Yeah, so when we say this paint is minimal prep, we mean it. You don't have to do tons of prepping.
And this piece is not very shiny. If it was super glossy, I'd probably scuff it
Yeah,
up a little
we'd
bit.
take like 220 or something and just go over it until it got kind of powdery, and then paint. Well, obviously, you wipe the powder off if you're sanding before you paint.
I'm just gonna get this on here. Anybody doing anything fun for
I don't know
Cinco
if
de
anyone
Mayo?
can even see what you're doing there, sweetie.
Oh, you can't see what I'm doing? Oh, there we go. Anybody doing anything fun for Cinco de Mayo? I guess if you're not in America or Mexico, you might not celebrate Cinco de Mayo. But one of my girlfriends, her daughter had a birthday party, and me and all my girlfriends went with our daughters, and we ate Mexican food and partied it up.
Well, we're from Arizona. It's a big deal down there.
That's right. Any reason to eat Mexican food, I don't care. It's good stuff. I grew up, I don't know if you guys know this, but I grew up very close to the border. I'm going to come down a little bit. Somebody said they had burritos.
So when you angle it down, they can't see what color that is.
Well, it's okay. They'll see it on the front.
All right.
I grew up next to the border, so I could eat Mexican food every day, all day. Zeb has
I've come
changed.
around.
When we first got married, he didn't eat anything that was spicy.
Ketchup makes me sweat a little. It
still
still does, but I think it's the acid in the ketchup. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm using my Paint Pixie brush. I like it because it holds a lot of paint. A lot of paint. And you know me, I like to just get it on there, smear it out, and move on. And I'm going to, especially when I'm heavily distressing, I just want to get the paint on there. And the nice thing is DIY doesn't drip like other paint.
No, it doesn't really. If
Because
it
it's so-
runs, you've got like this thick of a layer on there.
If it runs, you're working on it. Like, yeah.
So we're going to hurry and paint these sides, and then we'll paint the front so you can see what we're doing here.
So what's going on? Comments? Anybody
Oh,
see anything?
you took your phone, so
I did.
yeah, and then it timed out.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you catch up.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm got a lot more to do on my side here than you.
Somebody said ketchup does something to them. I gotta read it. Oh, we're catching up.
Well, I have stopped eating ketchup all the way because Jamie's got me eating keto diet, and they put sugar in ketchup.
Heidi, ketchup makes your mouth. Yeah, we can't eat ketchup anymore. We're on this is our first week of keto. Today is my 7th day and Zeb's 6th day of keto. So we've been in, I think we've been in kind of rare form getting used to dieting.
I'm not very good at meal prep. When I get hungry, I just grab a bowl of cereal, so you know.
So we're learning new things with this.
I'm having to be like, wow, it's 9 o'clock at night. I haven't eaten anything since like noon. I better eat something.
Somebody said, oh, Crystal, I have no idea what the paint ratio is. I would say like this much bohemian blue to this much mint chip and this much white swan.
So scientific.
You know, but it was very minimal. Like it was just like the bottom part of a quart of bohemian, like that I had left over, and then I just kept squirting in mint chip and white swan until I liked the color.
Okay, I just got to straighten my lines out over here. My brush.
Every time I like paint something and I make my own color, somebody buys it and then they're like, hey, I want to match something to this, and I'm like, good luck with that.
That was totally custom, sorry.
It's totally custom.
It
The
was-
good news is that you're the only one that's going to get a dresser this color.
It was leftovers, and that's what you got.
The bad news is you're the only one that's going to get a dresser this color because I mixed it once. And I'm probably going to whitewash it or white wax it. It's kind of bright. But I have to paint blue because everything that sold in my shop was colored. And everything that's left in my shop is white right now, and so it's very sterile. And I love white because I feel like it gives a break to some of the color and makes it not too crazy, but I always try to have a nice balance in my shop. So if all the color sells, I paint color. If all the white sells, I paint white. That way I have some white, some color, a good mix.
Heidi, who's your mom? Because if she's commented, I'm sure we've seen it. We try to respond to just about every comment.
Today I sold every dresser again that I have in the shop.
Yeah, we sold like 3 dressers on a Saturday.
Which Saturdays can be big. They're usually a bit busier in the morning before people get started.
We can't paint them fast enough right now, though.
Yeah. But then the winter will happen and it'll get slow again. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that. All right, these drawers got to come
Easter
out.
famine sometimes. We got to paint dressers while they're hot.
That's right.
Oh.
That's one tip I can tell you for having business. Like if there's a time of year where something's selling like crazy, just keep busting it out because it usually doesn't stay that way. Take advantage of that situation.
Is it the fall that we can sell buffets or not buffets, but
tables, dining tables.
dining tables are in the fall, and
everybody's
also
getting ready
hutches.
for
I
a
feel
holiday. Yeah.
I feel like we can sell hutches.
Well, you can
left
sell
and right.
hutches any time of the year, but like before Thanksgiving, like those 3 months before, people are buying. What did you do to that drawer?
Well, I painted it, and then I went to another drawer. Shh, don't worry, it'll be all right.
Keto's supposed to help with ADD, but I'm not sure.
Nah, not yet.
What was I saying?
I don't
Speaking of
know.
ADD. Oh, the 3 months before November is when all the dining tables sell.
Yeah.
All right.
Your phone times out like in 3 seconds. I
Because
can't.
I don't want the kids on it.
I can't do this.
All right. You just monitor comments over there and all this.
I don't know how to say your name. DVJ. Sorry, I'm sure that's not right.
That sounds good, DVJ.
Said they sold 2 tables today.
Nice. We don't do dining tables a lot anymore because there's so much work. I can paint 3 dressers in the time that it takes me to do a dining table and maybe more, and I make more money. Unless you get a lot of money for more.
Diane is much easier than what your YouTube name says.
Diane. Seb can say that. I used to do a lot of dining tables, but they're hard. They're fussy. You gotta get the finish just right. And I still do them every now and then. I get a hankering for one. When I do them, they sell fast because I don't do them very often.
So our shop is in Lehi on Main Street, 1245 Main Street here in Lehi. Just past the baseball fields if you're familiar with the area.
It's actually, I should say, it's not our shop.
It's Molly's Forget-Me-Not is the name on the shop. We rent a space from there from her.
And it's just us and Molly that sell there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to poke this in a little bit. Did you get that bottom part painted over there, Zeb?
I'm painting the lip right now.
Okay, since you painted the lip, I'm just going to poke this just a little bit and then pull this one out.
Okay, I'm done.
You-
Wait, this lip.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was painting the wrong lip.
Take your finger and poke this back. Just a little bit. Just a little poke. Ah! Too much poke! There we no. Like that.
Right there?
Now let me repaint that.
All right.
All right, now we can pull this drawer out. Because eventually, if you have them too far out and you keep pulling them out, then eventually it'll topple over.
Oh, Kim, China hutches. Those are great to sell
I'm
because
slapping
usually they
paint
sell for quite a
everywhere.
bit.
I promise you that my stuff looks good when it's done. It doesn't look like I paint very good, but I promise you, I know what I'm doing.
Well, I've been watching lots of Facebook Lives lately, and people, when they're getting the base coat on, like everybody does it the same. They just put a ton of paint on, smooth it out, and then they start doing like other things with
Oh,
colors
so I'm not
and
the
stuff.
only paint slapper?
No, I feel
Okay.
like it's normal.
It's like a normal situation.
But I am the only one that paints like a quarter of the drawer and then lets you finish.
I'm a paint professional, so I should know these things. I've painted thousands of pieces of furniture.
Yep.
Today was kind of fun because I was at the shop when a few people that bought my stuff were picking up furniture, and I don't always get to talk to people anymore because most of the time when I go in the shop, nobody's there. So it was kind of fun to get to see the people that were buying my pieces and see how much they love them. That's what I like about not doing custom work, because people that buy my stuff, they like my style. And people that I did custom work for, they're like, please make it look like something else. All right.
Kara, how's that going with your little space in your friend's hair salon? I hear that's a popular thing to do, is to
Yeah,
sell
okay.
like paint
Kara,
or
instead of poking this, put your finger down here.
down here where?
Yeah, and then just push it in a little bit.
What are we pushing in?
So that way I can pull this one.
Oh, gotcha.
You paint, yeah. And we're
I
gonna
got my
have
quarter
to,
of a drawer done.
we're gonna have to pull the drawers out eventually and paint this little strip here. I don't like it when drawers overlap because then you have to. You do
Oh,
have to.
Scottsdale, it's already hot down there.
Oh, I love Scottsdale. Aww. So when I was 14, I moved to Prescott, and that's where Zeb's from, Prescott area. So we used to go to Scottsdale all the time. It's one of my favorite places to
They
shop.
have the best mall.
Yeah, Fashion Mall. And I like to go to the Phoenix, which is kind of close to Scottsdale, the Biltmore. I love to shop there. We went to Scottsdale last year for Pinners Conference, and we stayed in a really nice hotel. It had that giant waterfall in the pool. I could go for a vacation. I don't have
we
any
just
vacations
kind of
lined up.
went on a vacation.
That was a
one.
workcation, and we worked a lot.
Oh, you want to go on an actual vacation?
No, I want to go on an actual vacation. The only kind of actual vacation was going to Arizona for a wedding and a birthday party. It's not going to be a vacation.
It's gonna be work.
It's going to be all my kids and like visiting a bunch of relatives that I don't see very often. All right.
Yeah, hair salon seems like it'd be a good place to do it. I mean, you already got a bunch of people coming in to get their hair done, and then they see the cute things. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that.
I'm going to get a haircut and buy a dresser. That makes total sense to me.
It could be a new pop culture kind of thing.
This one is going to just keep flipping because it's not.
All right, so this one's so.
I'll just paint this one like this.
This drawer is so light, it's just pushing back in.
Oh, I'll hold the drawer. You paint it. I'll hold the drawer and I'll paint with my left hand because you really did a number on this one.
I didn't do a number. I just painted a quarter of it.
Yeah, but it's like 53 directions.
I only did 25%.
So I bought a $60 pillow yesterday.
Oh, the $60 pillow story. Should we show them this pillow? It's pretty epic.
If I show them, they're going to be like, yeah, I would buy that for $60 too. I went to Vintage Market Days with Sasha from Sweet Pickens. And you know how when you get with your girlfriends, you start buying stuff? That's how it happened. I also bought a $60 custom duffel bag.
She tells me I don't normally make purchases like this, so I feel like I could do it. I feel like it's okay.
Are you guys ready? Is this not the cutest pillow? It tells that it was worth $60. Somebody hand crocheted that. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go get my bag. You keep painting.
All right, she's gonna show you the bag. I'm gonna try to fix this mess I've made of the drawer. Or maybe I'll do my famous trick, and when she's not looking, I'll take it out in the shop and spray it. It's been a busy week, guys. We had to buy one of our cars kind of quit on us, so we went and got a new vehicle this week. And
all right, here's my purse.
Bag time.
Bag time, all made out of vintage fabric, hand sewn. We got like this slick bottom. Eliza wants to read comments. My favorite part is right here. Is that so cute?
No, Eliza, I'll have you read comments maybe some other time. I like to do them because then if mom's talking, I don't interrupt her. Because if you do it like Odelia does, Odelia's just like, oh, comment! And she just reads it right away.
What the heck? Your painting skills around knobs are not great.
I'm not done.
Well, I'll fix it.
All right.
You really should take the knobs off, but I want to paint them anyways, and it's a pain to paint them when they're not on.
Yeah, well, these knobs, especially to brush them, they're so
I'm just
round,
going to get the paint down in between the rungs.
It's be all over the place. Second coat will cover up everything, and then any kind of funky paint swirls I put on there, we'll just distress them off.
You're so good. Oh my goodness.
All right, are we ready to do the smalls?
You get started on the smalls, and then I'm going to finish this little lip here.
Hang
on. I don't know. I can't finish the lip. We'll have to pull the George out for that.
Yeah, we'll have to probably pull them out and do them.
We have a theme called birds.
So our daughter has a dance competition coming up, and her dance instructor said, or a recital, whatever it is, and her dance instructor wanted her to have, I'm not even in shot, a couple of, it still has its original tag. I don't know if we're going to paint this. It's got kind of these weird polka dots, so we might give it like a light dry brushing, but it's made out of reeds that are just bundled together, and then they shaped them.
Somebody asked how you make brush strokes that aren't seen. There's a few things you can do. One, you can use a self-leveling paint. DIY is not a self-leveling paint, so if you want to eliminate brush strokes, you need to dip your brush in water. You need to get a very little bit on your brush, paint it, and when you paint it, you're going to put your brush almost horizontal, and you're going to kind of just drag the strokes out. And as you do multiple coats, if you sand in between coats, that will help eliminate it. Sweet Pickens milk paint, it's so thin that it really, once you get it all on there, once you sand it, brush strokes are completely gone. Or you can spray your furniture. I don't mind brush strokes because that's how you know it's hand painted.
So, also found this little bird here, this little hen sitting on her eggs. We're gonna assume she's got eggs under there.
Oh, Crystal said she paid $100 for a pillow, so $60 is a great deal. In my defense,
What?
In my defense, there were 2 pillows, and they said, "Do you want to buy the other one?" And I turned it down because I knew if I came home with $120 worth of 2 pillows, that I would have had words.
So here's the thing. if there's any dudes that watch this, we don't have many these days, but I mean, I wake up every morning and there's a mountain of pillows beside the bed that did not get slept on. What's that for?
You helped pick some of the stuff out that we decorate with.
Not the pillows. All right, more birds. We got this chicken picture. Now, this picture is kind of cool. I don't know if you can read that backwards. It was made in Italy, handmade by someone. Normally we'd probably be like, oh, that's really cool. Let's just go put that in the shop. But it's got some chips and dings and stuff. So we're gonna paint these flowers right off of it.
So Lisa Bree says she wouldn't spend that much on pillows. I normally don't, and I actually never have, and I probably never will again. I just knew that one pillow would really coordinate with everything else I already had and made it look, you know, a bunch better.
So this is ceramic. It should paint up like glass a lot, and this DIY paint should stick really well to that. I'm sure this is a repop, you know, but we don't like to let anything we thrift, we don't like to let it leave our house or our shop looking like something anyone can go down to the store and buy. We want it to be unique.
Well, and I like to have different things, like totally random different things, because I want it to be different every time people are coming in, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want the same stuff that everybody else has.
Are we going white with this one, with the blue coming through maybe?
Yeah, so we use the harbor. I'm going to paint these white. You come over here, paint some birds.
Okay.
This, I wouldn't paint this because somebody else hand painted it, but it's got chips in it, so it's got to be painted. You can paint this blue.
Hold on, I'm going to try to bring it closer.
This is cute. I'm not going to paint it. Zeb only paid $1 for it, and it's got like this white flush on it, and I'm just going to leave it just the way it is.
Yeah, it's already ready to sell.
I feel like it's super cute, so we're going to leave this, and I'll put something in it. Flowers.
So what are we...
All right, you go over here.
Am I painting white?
I'm painting white.
With my mint chip brush?
You're painting whatever you feel like painting mint chip.
I think...
But it's not really mint chip. It's mint chip bohemian.
What do you guys think? Mixed color on this? On this bird?
Mixed color. Oh.
Or the color Jamie mixed up. This color here.
Yeah, I think that's good. I like to paint a few things all in the same color, and then I spread them out, and it kind of ties.
All right, so I'm gonna do these birds that color.
Okay, you do that. I'm gonna paint this. So we got asked today, like, what paint you can use on ceramic, and I use DIY all the time.
Gloria, when we're spraying, the paint I use the most, a lot of it depends on what color we're painting.
Or what we happen to have on.
But I have sprayed gallons and gallons and gallons of Fairy Chalk Mother paint and had great success every time. There's only one time I had the paint sheet off of something, and it was like that plasticky MDF that they like wrap, like a vinyl wrap almost.
Well, so then we put high bond on it, and it's
yeah. Then we did the high bond, and we used that piece as a display for our paint for a long time in the shop space. So, I mean, it comes nice and thin. DIY paint, you can spray it. I've done that quite a bit. But if you want a paint that's just going to spray on real nice, that Fairy Chalk Mother paint is your ticket.
I think
it's
we
a lot
also need to practice more with it. It's like
Yeah.
Fairy Chalk was the first chalk paint that we ever really used, so it's what we're comfortable with spraying. But I think you really can spray just about anything. You just have to know that you need to have the right consistency. No matter what you're using, the consistency needs to be correct. And milk paint, Sasha told me that if you want your milk paint to spray good, if it's a colored milk paint, she said let it sit for 20 minutes after you mix it.
Before you spray it.
Before you spray it, allowing the pigments to really dissolve, because there's more pigments in the colored milk paint. So, little tip from Sasha. She's been spraying milk paint like crazy out of her critter.
Yeah, we're going to be doing more critter videos, because that's like a $40 sprayer that you can get anywhere and sprays everything. It just siphons the paint
The
out.
garage is being cleaned out.
Yeah, I made a deal with my son. We bought him a video game pass, a season pass, and he's going to clean the garage so we can get our spray booth operational again. It didn't survive the winter. It's full of furniture and trash.
You always go, you know what? It's expensive for me too. But that's how I make my living. I spent $200 at DI this week. $200, which is like our local thrift store, and probably another $200 just like on
but we
sold 5 dressers or something.
Yeah, 5 dressers this week, so it's way paid off.
Oh, for sure, and lots of small items have sold. I bought, today I got 2 matching nightstands, but they're really like small dressers, which is like the perfect oversized nightstand for people with tall beds. So I'm excited about that. And nightstands, at least here, always sell really well.
So here's the thing about thrifting. If you're gonna be flipping it and selling it, you gotta buy, kind of like what we were talking about with the dressers. Dressers are hot, so that's all we're buying really, or these smalls if we find them for $1 or $2.
And at the right price. Like I'm paying anywhere from $25 to $40 for a dresser. I'm not paying over $40 for a dresser unless I can get like $400 for it. Like if it was an amazing looking dresser, I would.
Yeah.
I used to spend more, but like in my shop, a price point that sells really well for a little like smaller antique dresser is somewhere between $200 and $250. And by the time you pay to buy the dresser, pick up the dresser, paint the dresser, buy the paint, get it to the shop, you know, you gotta make sure there's enough profit margin in there.
Yeah.
And it makes me really competitive. So if I'm a really good shopper, when I go to sell, my stuff sells well because I'm well priced compared to everything else on the market. And if I spend more time, like if I do a really custom or bohemian finish, and I get really artistic on it, I definitely charge for my time.
All right.
You don't wave that brush at me.
She's waving that brush tonight. She's preaching. So here's the first chicken in the mixed blended color that Jamie made up. And I think it'll be really cool. It's got a lot of...
It looks brighter on camera. It's more green in real life and less blue.
It's still pretty bright.
Yeah, but it's green, not blue.
Yeah. So all these little details, I think I'm going to, once this is dry, I'll probably come back and real lightly wet distress or something and bring some of those back
Well, and
through.
it's okay that you didn't paint in the cracks because you want those to show.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, this little dresser we painted a second ago, which we'll be doing a second coat on here soon, we bought it for $25. And $25 is a little much for as small as it is, but it has all of its hardware. So that's definitely something to consider. If you have to rebuy hardware, then you need to pay less for the dresser. This one had all the hardware. It didn't need any repairs. So to me, $25, I'm probably going to sell it for something around $195 in the shop, $165. Depends on how cute we get it.
Yeah, if you're not careful, you can spend more on hardware than you did on the dresser in a big hurry.
I've been there. I'm gonna number the drawers because I think that's cute.
Oh,
if I number the drawers, I'll ask $195 because that's kind of a pain.
Let me show you. This has got a ton of little cracks and details, so I'm dabbing it instead of brushing it. And then I'll probably do a heavy wet distress on this.
Somebody says our feed is blurry, but it looks fine on my end. So it might be. It might. Crystal wants to know how much space you need for a spray booth, like for a small makeshift spray booth.
So I sprayed for the first winter that I started spraying. I had a little greenhouse that was 4.5 feet wide by 5 feet tall by 8 feet long, and I just set that up. It was like one of those ones I got off season in October when they were clearing them out at Home Depot. It was $50, and it was just a plastic greenhouse that had its own frame.
I bought it.
Yeah, we got 2 of them, but
like
I sprayed a ton of stuff in there. There's occasionally something that wouldn't fit, but it really saved the rest of the garage
Now
from
the rest of the garage
overspray.
is a mess.
Yeah, I didn't really build a very good spray booth this winter, and the garage paid the price.
It's just stuff. The stuff that's in the crotch doesn't really matter.
Mostly my tools are have
Yeah,
like this
your
fun
tools have a nice-
coating of dust.
It's a custom speckled finish.
Yeah.
And like, well, there's camping equipment. Nobody cares if your camping equipment is speckled. I don't camp, so I don't care.
I cared a little, but I'm over it.
Do I shop for thrift stores for hardware? Sure, if I found some, or if I found a piece that had pretty hardware and it was super cheap,
What?
you just bumped me.
I didn't even notice. You're so small. I just bounced you over there.
Oh, I'm so small. Tell me about how small I am.
You are small. This keto diet's working. I lost 3 pounds.
I've lost 4 pounds this week. I'm actually pretty excited about that.
And I'm eating whatever I want, literally, like,
As long as it
that's
fits in
within
there.
the diet. I have not been counting calories.
Stop competing. Looks bad. Competing for what?
For talk time?
I don't know. If you don't like us competing for talk time, you probably shouldn't watch us.
We
because
talk
this is-
over each other in normal, casual conversation in the car when it's just the 2 of us. So.
For 18 years, it's been like this. No, if we don't compete, then nobody talks.
We don't really think about competing. It's just how we talk to each other.
Is this frame wood? It's wood with cast resin on it, like plaster. It's beautiful. My girlfriend gave it to me. I just picked it up. My friend Christy. I was like,
Is that something she moved and didn't fit in her new house design? Or?
In fact, I need to ask her if she wants. She didn't ask for any money for it, but I feel like I should give her some money for it.
It's a
so
nice
I'm gonna ask
frame.
her. Yeah,
What would you have normally paid for that?
like $10. Retail might be 20 unpainted, and I'm gonna sell it for like 40, probably 40 painted, 45 maybe. I don't know. Depends on how cool it is. Sometimes I don't know until I'm finished, and then once I see it, I'm like, okay, that's worth this.
Painting the butt feathers.
Heidi's TV is blurry. That's weird because my TV is not, on my screen is not blurry. Has anybody else got blurry? It smells like feet in here. Smelly feet. I think that might be a troll.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess. Because if I had to say our house smelled like anything,
It
it's
smells
either,
like food.
yeah, it probably smells like bacon.
Although
We cook a lot of bacon.
we got that new Get the Funk Out oil from, I'm drawing a total blank because I'm sleep deprived. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up, see if I can find her. She sent it to me, and it actually makes it smell not so bad. You keep painting and talking, and I'll look up.
All right. Okay. So should I dry brush this white? I think I'm gonna go white with this one. So this one's that cool. It's already kind of got this dry brush on here. I'm gonna see if I can actually achieve a dry brush.
You know,
And
sort of mindful is her
Yeah.
Instagram handle, and she sent us some oil, and it's called Get the Funk Out, and I used it, and our house has been smelling all kinds of interesting since we've been cooking keto, and it really does work. So look her up on Instagram. I'll let you know later how I liked Crystal's candle, but it smells really good, so I think I'm gonna like it.
I'm gonna bring you in close. This brush
I think
hardly
that
has
does not
any.
fit.
Don't worry, I stole your brush.
I just realized you still, I was like, where's
I'm
my
just trying to
brush?
get rid of these polka dots or make them a little more subtle.
Yeah.
We don't want a polka dot.
I like the way
chicken.
the whole thing looks. I just don't like the polka dot. So we're just dry brushing, or in fact, you can leave the blue base. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. I
Okay.
wasn't gonna touch that. I'm just
And
trying
that's
to.
handmade. What do you think it's made of?
It's made out of reeds. They just wrapped a bundle of reeds right here and then
Reeds.
shaped it.
Oh, I thought you said wreaths. I'm like, wreaths.
No, reeds.
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 Okay.
I'm painting close so you guys can get the up close and personal. Because I can't zoom in and it's not an edited video, so I can't like bring the camera in.
Oh, good. Heidi fixed her phone and it works good. The
Yeah.
birds are cute. Okay, I'll show you the frame up close.
Yeah, we try to keep the feed nice and non-blurry. Occasionally it gets blurry.
Was it hard to get started? Somebody asked. Okay, so here's the frame that I painted one coat. I'm gonna wet distress it and bring back all the detail. And then there's what it looked like before I painted, which actually the gold is very pretty. I've seen people use gold frames and
Yeah.
make beautiful walls.
Gold and bronze, they're coming in. They're coming in
Okay,
hard.
you guys want to see something? We went to Lagoon today, and our kids are very tired. Oh, you woke up. I was gonna show them you sleeping. Go back to sleep. Okay, never mind. I thought that I was gonna show you a sleeping kid on the couch, but Eliza just woke up.
All but one of them fell asleep on the car ride home.
Yeah, if you guys go to my Insta stories, you can watch all my kids sleeping in the car like this.
I do not sleep in the
Your mouth was shut, but Redrick's mouth was wide open in the car.
Also, the boys sleep
You can also see my fun Cinco de Mayo picture with my friends. I keep looking for my brush.
Here, you can have it back.
It's fine. It's fine.
I needed
Okay,
a white brush.
This is now going this color.
Did we lose comments again?
I don't know. You're gonna have to look at them in just a second. Sorry, guys.
We'll look at comments again in a minute. Hang tight.
Somebody hand painted this in Italy, and now I'm hand painting it in Lehi, Utah.
Hand painted.
It's hand painted. Oops, I'm getting home. And I honestly, I probably wouldn't paint it except for it has chips. So
You
I'm
know
just gonna
what?
put
We
it.
can't feel too sad about it. We are saving it from the thrift store dump.
That's right. It wasn't precious, so they wouldn't have dropped it off.
So most of the polka dots are gone. And we've got a nice dry brush chicken. You can still see kind of that wood texture. But yeah, wood tones and gold and bronze, that's all coming back right now.
Well, I have bronze candlesticks in the shop. They look really good.
Yeah, they look good with all of our
Metallics
colors.
are awesome. I love metallics, and I love the natural wood, but I also love white. It's just about having a balance. Like, you don't want to paint everything white.
So this is metal, but it's got like some fake faux finish on it. You think we should paint this and then bring that back?
Yeah, but let's not paint it this blue. I feel like there's a lot of this blue.
This blue is bright. Let me see if I can.
Let's see if we can find something pastel.
I'm gonna go look and see if we have any other leftover paints.
We have a paint, oops, I didn't want to get paint in there. Well, I'll just wipe that off. The nice thing is if I get it where I don't want it, I can wipe it off before I seal it.
Oh.
What do we got?
What
I
about
painted
cake batter?
I painted 2 candlesticks in cake batter, but they haven't sold yet. painting cake batter?
I'm doing cake batter. So this jar's been heavily used, but it's kind of a mustardy.
It's a very soft butter yellow.
Yellow. I'll
It's
show
like
you.
if Queen Bee was lightened.
There's the inside there.
Ooh, I just painted my new shirt.
Oh.
Couldn't find a shirt to wear, so I went
All
and
right.
pulled it out of inventory.
Well, now that you got that painted, look up comments while I'm painting this.
Well, I gotta
I
get
need
this,
another brush. Do we have one clean over here?
I gotta get this paint off my shirt. There's a brush right there.
I'm going with the Palm Pro from Zebra.
And we have those in stock. Woo woo! We have been out of stock with those for months, but I finally ordered some.
Yeah, we sold a bunch and then we didn't get stock for a while.
It's actually my fault.
Okay. Gonna go light to start.
Let me move this chicken over here. Watch out your elbow.
Oh, that brush is wet. Hang on.
What we're doing here is also good if you're ever getting ready for a market. This is how you get a bunch of stuff painted in like no time. Like you paint the dresser, then you paint all the small stuff, then you go back and paint the dresser, and then you finish the small stuff.
While we've been sitting here talking and showing you all the smalls, the dresser is starting to get pretty dry. Like, it'll probably be about 10 more minutes we'll be able to put a second coat on it.
And then that dresser will be sanded and sealed on Monday, and the shop opens Tuesday, and it won't be naked. The shop won't be naked.
Yep.
I don't like my space to be empty, because if it's empty, then I'm not making money in there.
Well, we gotta run with it. When you're self-employed, you gotta find what makes you the most money and do it.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna come around here.
But we also, I would say that we also love, like, picking and finding the stuff, I would say is at least half of the fun.
Oh my gosh, it's yeah, but you have to keep painting it. You can't keep picking or you become what we call a hoarder.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on with that first coat there?
Well, my brush was wet.
Oh, yeah, his brush was wet. I was like, it should cover better than that. His brush was really wet.
Well, and I didn't put a ton of paint on my brush either.
I put more paint because it's wet. That'll help.
Here,
get
I'll do
better
more
coverage.
paint here. Well, I dried my brush out.
Well, and if you do one thin coat, it'll make the next coat stick better, so you're okay.
I'm trying to paint at a weird angle
I'm
so they
painting
can
really
see.
far away from me. Painting on camera is not, because I can't paint that direction. My butt's in the camera. Nobody wants to see that.
I'll come back and watch later.
Shut up. We are live, Zeb. Do not talk about that. Somebody made a comment today that it's so sweet how much Zeb loves me after 5 kids. I'm like, how do you think we got those 5 kids?
Hey, keep it PG.
I'm just saying, we love each other a lot. We had a lot of kids. All right.
Now see what the comments are saying.
I don't know. We're not saying nothing. We just...
I'm kind of using this box as like a painting stand. It's going to be a lot of fun colors underneath. But you guys can see it good, right?
So, April says it's still hard to envision ugly, outdated items that they can totally change to be pretty fashionable things. I'm telling you, paint is magic. And people think like this kind of paint is kind of expensive, but if you think of how much it costs you, especially smaller items, and then how many projects you can do, I mean, a little paint and a little time, and you can really create something pretty beautiful.
I mean, we painted this dresser, that, and we probably still used less than a quart of paint.
Oh,
on-
I only had a half a quart of paint, and it's
Yeah,
down to a
it's-
fourth of a quart of paint.
Yeah, so.
And I painted all this stuff in the dresser, and I'll put another coat of dresser, and I'll probably still have some left over. So about a pint of paint to do the dresser and all the small items. The other good thing about having small items is sometimes you have a little bit of leftover paint. It's not enough for a project, and so having smaller items is always good. All right. Gloria says she goes to the Goodwill store. All right, Gloria, we have a question for you. Because you buy a good amount of paint from us. I know, because I'm the lady that ships all your paint to you. What are you painting? Do you have a booth? Do you have, are you painting for your house? Zeb and I have often talked about how cute you are and you're so sweet to us on your comments, but we're like, what does she do? So I'm asking you, Gloria, do you sell furniture or are you just painting stuff for your house? Let me know. Inquiring minds want to know. You guys know everything about us. Now I'm asking questions about you. Make it look like the chicken is puking up cake batter. I don't think that would sell. I don't think that would sell.
Where?
Oh, Heidi's from Provo. Yay, that's only like 25 minutes from here. Heidi, in 2 weeks we're having a market at the store. So that'll be me and Molly plus a bunch of other vendors. So that might be good. It's the outdoor market. I think it's the 19th on a Saturday. It's not this
And
Saturday.
you're planning on being there that whole day, right?
No, I'm going to be there half the day.
Oh, half the day.
I can't commit to a whole day. My ADD kicks in. Lisa says she's painting her first piece on Monday. Lisa, what are you painting? Zeb, somebody's asking you, what are you painting?
This, I'm going to say it's some sort of finial. Oops, sorry, I kicked the camera. Some sort of finial. It was metal. I don't think it was brass. It had like a faux finish on it, probably from some factory overseas. So we're going to paint it up here and distress it back. We always distress it back. Rarely do we leave something painted that we don't. And this is going to probably take a couple coats, but we very rarely leave something painted that we don't come back and hit it with a wet distress or a sander.
Yeah. So Crystal asked, how do we find our store? And that's kind of an interesting story. I mean, it's not that interesting. Zeb and I are very much like, we decide to do something and we just do it, right? Like, and they can't see you in there. There you are. I've been wanting to sell at a store, but I didn't want to run a store. And so I was going to sell at one store, but you had to paint everything with Annie Sloan. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't use that paint. I don't sell it. There's no way I'm painting all my stuff with it. So I was trying to figure out like where I could go. And then it just hit me one day. You know, there's that Molly's shop. You drive by it on Main Street. It's kind of cute from the outside. I had never even been in. I didn't know her at all. She didn't know me. And I sent her a message on Instagram and I was just like, would you be interested in renting space to me? I'm looking for a place to to sell my creations because I've been selling for my house, but the busier and bigger that we get, the harder it is to have people coming in and out of your house. It's just, you know, it's not a good thing. And she said, I'll have to get back to you. Well, I guess she checked all my social media and stuff, and she was like, 30 minutes later, she PM'd me. She's like, we'd love to have you. Mind you, I've never even set foot in the store. She's like, can you come by Tuesday and we'll talk about numbers? I didn't even know. Honestly, when I walked in, I had no idea what I should pay for rent, what I should be paying for like percentage. I had no idea because I'd never even thought about doing a sale before. And I walked in and I just had this feeling like this is where you're supposed to be. Like this is where whatever she says, just go with it because this is going to be good for you. And from the day we moved into that store, it's been what, a year? It'll be a year here in a few weeks.
It'll be a year, I think, end of May.
No, we started at the beginning of May.
Was it beginning?
Yeah, so we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary. We didn't do anything for it, but we had one.
At the shop.
And
Our 1 year anniversary at the shop.
and it has been every single month we have been in there. We have made a chunk of change. I can't say enough good things about Molly and all of the gals that work at the shop. It's kind of like going to hang out with your friends. Zeb actually doesn't always enjoy it because when I get there, I can never get out of there. Especially if Molly's there, forget it, because we're such good friends. So I really feel like it was a blessing from God. He was like, you want this? I'm going to put you somewhere where you can do well. And it's been a good...
It's not that I don't like the gals, but usually I'm in the middle of working when I go down there. And when I'm working, I have a hard time not being like all business.
He's working and I'm chatting because I love everybody that works there. They're super fun. And we really like Molly and her husband. So Molly works with her husband, Clay, and they're a tag team. Molly does a lot of the picking and Clay does all the painting. And so when they're together at the store and we happen to show up, forget it. It's like minimum an hour because we are like...
We're friends.
We're friends and we do all the same things.
It's hot in here. I'm getting a little
It is
sweaty.
warm. You want to turn the fan on or would that be too loud?
It'll make a lot of noise.
What if I open this window?
So I just wanted to address that Jamie Amar said she's sanding 120 4x4 blocks to make Scrabble tiles.
Oh.
What are you using all those Scrabble tiles for? What are you doing with them? 4x4 blocks are pretty big. Is that going to be like a yard game of Scrabble?
Like 4 cubed or like 4x4 square? It could be cute for decor. What?
Let him know the freeway knows.
Oh,
We'll be all right.
We live by the freeway and apparently it's too loud. If he starts perspiring, you'll know.
It'll be all right. I can
Are we
live
gonna
for a
read
minute.
comments?
I've been reading them.
Crystal says she needs a place. I have to say it's been great. I stopped custom painting and it's nice because people know if they want my stuff, they gotta go there and they get whatever I've got in there. And when I list like on Marketplace, I feel like it gives me street credit when people ask about stuff and I'm like, oh, it's in my shop. Because a lot of people paint from their home and I think sellers or buyers sometimes think selling from your home is not, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like you get more credit when you sell out of a shop, even though I sold from home for 4 years and
It did add a little bit of credibility as far as like businesses and things, because we've been starting to get more and more brand deals and things.
4x4 square, not cubed.
Oh.
They're for gallery walls.
Gotcha.
That's what I thought. I've seen that on Pinterest, so I knew what you were saying. All right, you want to scroll through there, see if we're
Gloria
missing anything?
Fields answered you. She says yes, she sells, and but she loves painting smalls and things for staging.
Fun. Gloria, I would love to see some of the stuff that you sell. So PM me on Facebook, because I am curious. Inquiring minds want to know. You buy some really fun paint. Crystal's got a lot of fun stuff going on. Everybody, when you say a prayer for Crystal's paint, it was delivered, but not to her house. So we're hoping that it went to a neighbor's house.
We almost always have it show up within a couple days, so sorry Crystal, you have to wait a week, because the last time we shipped something out, the neighbor brought the package over to the person the next day.
Yeah, it showed up. Actually, I would have to say over 1,000 packages, I have had one that just never showed up. And I shipped another package and it showed up just fine.
So Melissa Staggs asked, how long did you find yourself custom painting before you were able to do your own stuff?
Oh, like 5 years.
Yeah, forever. It was forever.
Like I just quit like a year ago.
Yeah.
It's about 5 years.
When we started the shop, we had said, okay, no more custom work because we got to keep the shop full. But we had so much backlog that we painted custom stuff until October, even though we shut it off in May.
Put your finger in it.
Why am I putting my finger in there, Jack? What did you
Hi to
make?
the people, Jack.
Hi.
What did you make? Is it a finger pincher?
Jack likes to craft with all the cardboard boxes we get from shipping stuff.
Yeah, he's made something. He told me to put my finger in this.
This is a clamper.
It's a clamper?
No, the clamper.
A cramper. All right, well, go see Odelia. You're not supposed to be out here while we're filming. All right, you guys want to see our messy house?
Yeah, this is what a normal Saturday looks like. Hey, we got more questions though.
But I'm going to show them. This is what happens when you have too much Saturday. This is our middle daughter, Eliza. Too much Cinco de Mayo for that girl. We went to the theme park. She went to a birthday party, but she wanted to watch us live. All right, I'm going to flip it around. Can you see it?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
All right, so Lisa Marie 6110. Are you guys getting closer to buying your fixer-upper? We've started looking at property. So yes, we are.
But we thought it would be within a year, but now we're looking to move to California in 2 years. So we've changed of plans. We're hoping in the next 6 months to get a piece of property in California. I'm looking at stores out there to get started selling my paint. In fact, I've been talking with a gal this last week. So hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll be announcing where my store will be in California, in Fallbrook. You guys heard it here first. And once I know where that's at, I'll let you guys know. So if you're in the San Diego, Fallbrook, Temecula kind of area, you'll be able to stop by. And hopefully I'll be able to have paint as well as a few things that I've painted. And I'll continue, even after we move, to keep my paint line here in Utah, along with some of my painted items. But I'll probably just come out like every 6 months. And
Yeah, we'll fill the trailer up and come on out.
yeah, because I love Molly and I want to keep that going.
Well, and we've got a lot of business connections here in Utah. I mean, this is where home base is for our business.
I've been selling furniture here pretty much full time for like 6 years.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give that up, and I want to be able to like still be with those people. But anyways, that's what we got going on. We also recently just had to buy a car because one of our cars died, so.
Yeah, Wednesday.
It's a pretty little white Dodge Durango. But yeah, so that's what we're working on. So what we're thinking is we're gonna buy property, and then so it won't be a fixer-upper necessarily, it'll be a new build, but it's definitely gonna be all like country farmhouse, painted floors. I got an idea for the stairs. You ready to hear it?
Yes, let's hear it.
So my friend Andrea Duffy, who has amazing style, she's the one that has that full English pub in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
She said do wooden stairs and then do grain sacks on the risers.
Oh, nice. Leave the
Wood on the stairs,
the
but
stair
the risers
treads.
do actual antique grain sacks.
So you leave the treads wood and then, okay.
Her husband said no, but I said my husband will say yes.
I like the idea. It might get kicked and dirty, but that's what carpet cleaner guys
Grain
are for.
sacks are already dirty. So you're good. I think nobody kicks the risers really, so I'm excited. I'm starting all kinds of ideas. It's like 2 years out, but that's what we're working on.
Yep. So And the reason we're moving, Jamie grew up in Southern California, loves it. It's where we vacation to. If we get time to go somewhere, we go to Southern California. And we got to get out of the cold weather. It's hard on our painting career.
And it's hard on my body. We haven't painted these 2 boxes, but do you want to wait to paint those?
Yeah, I got to do some stuff on this.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing with them. Well, you kind of already painted this one.
Yeah, that one's got a multi-coat thing going on.
It's all bohemian.
So Jamie Amar asked me a question about her lathe. If you need a chuck, it just depends. If you're going to turn, you should have 2 end points where you can pinch between. I'm spacing the name. I should know this. Spindles.
The thingamajig.
Yeah, that. I know the exact name I'm thinking of. But the chuck is for more for like bowls and turning things like that. So if you're doing that, then if you're going to be doing bowls, then yeah, absolutely. I'm actually looking at getting one because I wanted to get into turning a few bowls.
Yeah, well, we bought a bowl the other day at DI that somebody had turned, and I stained it, and it sold in like 5 seconds at the shop. So if you can turn them relatively quickly, you can make money on it.
So I guess best suggestion. I see everything that comes across our Facebook and our YouTube, but you can send us pictures in Messenger on Facebook. So send us a picture of what your setup looks like, and I'll tell you if you need anything or not to get started.
We got paint on this. Oops, I'm dripping. We paid my car off, and my husband got in a wreck due to a rainstorm.
Oh, that's the worst.
Tell them about our car we paid off. Tell them about our car, Zip. Tell them.
So the very first car that we ever bought new and paid off 100%, I was working at Discount Tire. It was
1
snowing,
month after we paid it off.
It was snowing terribly, and one of my tire technicians that was working for me at the time was going to college. His wife was going to school. He was working that day. It was really icy outside. And so his wife had driven their car, dropped him off, and then went to school herself. And on her way to school, she got in a bad car accident, and he was freaking out because he couldn't go help her or go do anything or take care of anything. And I'm like, all right, you can use my car. Still really icy outside.
Probably not the best idea.
He calls me like 15 minutes later. He's like, hey, I think I totaled your car. And I'm like, you're kidding me right now, right? I'm like, so your family, you and your wife have wrecked 2 cars today. He's like, yeah, I was in a hurry, and I hit some ice and just smack dab into the rear end of another car that was stopped. So anyway, long story short, the first car we ever actually paid off 100% and bought new from a dealership, single owner car, got totaled.
Well, we had that Armada that we paid cash for when we bought it, but it wasn't new.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to get this. We bought a used Durango with some miles on it, so we're hoping we can get it paid off. We try not to go too crazy. I don't know if you guys do that, but we bought below our means, so that way. Well, we bought low because we're gonna have to replace the Suburban soon. It has 170,000 miles on it. So we're gonna have to buy another car.
Kim, we're almost in that same boat as you. I'm gonna bring this back so you can see what you're painting.
Yeah, I'm just putting that second coat on here.
We're almost in the same boat as you. Our other car was dying, and the Suburban is not far behind. We were driving it the other day, pulling the trailer, and it was starting doing something weird with the transmission. So all these fun things that happen. It's been good though. The Suburban's got 165,000 really hard miles. Oh, look at that. That's all split up in the back. I might have to replace that.
Well, it's just 2 different pieces.
It's broken.
Okay, well, just put a new backer on.
Yeah, I'll put a new back on that. Underlayment, $12 a sheet at Home Depot. You need a new back on a dresser? Bam, done. You can get like 3 dressers out of it.
And shameless plug while we're talking about the new car we bought. If you want to buy the products we're using, go to JamiRayVintage.com because we're going to have to buy another new car and our teenager needs a car.
Our teenager doesn't need a car.
He doesn't need a car, but it would be really helpful if he could drive himself to football practice.
Oh man, that would be great.
Because our football, I don't know if your football coaches are like this where you live, but our football coach will be like, practice is over at 8:30, and then we get there and he's not done till 9:30, and we don't have time. So he doesn't need anything fancy. He just needs something that will get him there. So that's what we're working towards, is paying off the one car, then we'll buy another car. Hopefully the Suburban lasts.
And in between there, we got to find out how to pay the rest of the bills and get a new house.
And buy some land. But I feel like it's really important to like not be crazy. Like the area we're looking at in California, you can get a couple acres for like $200,000, which is cheaper.
It's ridiculous. It's a lot cheaper to buy land where we're looking at in California than it is here in Lehi, Utah, where we're at. If we wanted to buy land for the same price, we'd have to move like at 45 minutes an hour away from where we're at right now.
Where's the paint?
What
Where
paint?
did I put
Oh,
it? Is it over there? I don't know where the paint is.
it's right here. I was sitting on
Alright,
it.
it's okay. I'm gonna paint this front. You wanna paint this?
Yep.
Alright, you look at comments.
All right, guys. We have been live for 55 minutes.
Oh, that's a long time. We're gonna go.
Yeah. So unless you have any like direct, specific painting questions, we're gonna.
Okay, rapid fire. You guys got 5 minutes. If you got questions, and
That your oldest boy or girl. Anyway, nice that you were able to get a car from them. Back. We're back. Sorry, I got a phone call in the middle of that.
it's our son who's supposed to be, and you didn't turn off stuff.
I did. I did it on Do Not Disturb.
Our son is supposed to be home in 10 minutes. Huh. He's probably calling, Dad, can I stay later? You want to text him? Actually, we can't text him. We got 5 minutes. All right, do we have more questions?
Nope, everybody's just saying thanks and good night, and they don't mind that we hung out for 55 minutes.
Well, thanks for
Well,
hanging
we
out with us.
appreciate it, guys. It means a lot to us, and we're glad we can share a few tips and tricks. And honestly, the Saturday Night Live that we do are some of my favorite things. I enjoy getting the feedback and talking with you guys, and we get a ton of projects done too,
Yeah.
like all at once in like 45 minutes.
It's like power projects. All right, love you guys. Have
All
a
right.
good weekend.
Good
Happy
night.
Fiesta.